Good evening. Hope you guys are all having a good week. Happy Wednesday. We're halfway through the week. Actually, more than halfway. All right, so quick workshop update or workshop relocation update. As you can tell, made a little bit of progress. As you can also tell, I had to move some things around because I didn't like the way it was coming together. Not the other world. Thank God I made this in a modular fashion. If you're building one, I recommend you do the same. It allows you to make corrections if you realize something just doesn't work the way you thought it was going to. In my case, I had the miter saw down here, realized it just didn't feel natural because of the way that I cut wood. I'm left-handed and tend to use the left side of my blade for when I make my cuts. And when I had it down here, it forced me to use the right side of the blade. Again, I could have probably adapted to it, but if I'm going to make my wood shop the way I want it, go ahead and do it right the first time. So just cut. It took me a few minutes to unscrew one side, put it on the other side, move everything down, and go from there. While I was at it, I went ahead and put the sheathing on the top of the here. And I want you to take notice of something, and it's something I recommend you guys all do as well. You notice that this now has a round over on it. And the reason I did that is because as you're working on your workbench, if you have a sharp edge and you hit it, it hurts. So by doing that, it's called easing the edge. It just reduces the chance of you hurting yourself. In addition, if you hit it with a piece of wood, less of a chance of it chipping. It just makes it a little bit nicer of a finish too. It takes only a few minutes. If you have a router, all I did was just take a 1/4 inch round over bit, run it down the wood, and it's easy. Something I recommend that all of you guys do if you're going to be building your own wood shop. Let's see. The other update, as you can tell, was able to get the dust collector in. Here is the hole that I cut for it. So from here, the flex duct will come up and tie into the PVC lines. It's probably not the most ideal location because it will kind of interfere with my fence a little bit, but as long as I make sure the fence is straight and true, it shouldn't be that big of an issue. Speaking of the fence, that'll probably be my next project with regards to the miter station. I'm going to try and actually video the building of that. Plus, I'm going to integrate some T-track into it. That way I have a place for my stop blocks to tie into. And if you're not familiar with stop blocks, when I build the fence, I will actually go over that and what you use them for. In addition, was able to go ahead and, we talked a little bit earlier, I put the outlet in underneath here. There's the inlet for there. This will be my switch to activate the dust collection system. And one of the things I need to go ahead and do is get the electrical run in here. Now that I know where the equipment is all going, which I sort of knew anyways because I had it all drawn up on the computer, I can go ahead and start actually running all the electrical lines. I'll have to check with my local code because I may have to have a city inspector come in and just look at it because I'm tying into the main electrical panel. But once I have that done, then I just have to build the station over here and connect all my PVC lines, and then it's on to the center tables. I'm still working on the designs of those. I have them in the computer, and again, that's one more thing that when I go to build them, I'll show it to you guys how I build them. That'll actually have an integrated table saw in the top of it. In addition, it'll also have the router station built into it as well. So that's about it. Oh, no, it's not about it. So one recommendation for you guys. If you're going to be buying supplies and you know you're going to have this one thing that's a tight fit, strongly recommend you take whatever it is that's going to be a tight fit with you to test fit. In my case, I bought a whole bunch of PVC pipe for the dust collection system. As you can tell by the sound of my voice, I'm an idiot. And because I didn't bring that piece with, I guessed. And every single piece I bought is the wrong size. So I have all these connectors down here. I've got that piece back there and 2 more in the other room. All of that has to go back to Home Depot. That's where I bought it. And get the right size. So taking a small piece of the flex pipe with me, this way I can make sure that I have the right thing. And while also doing that, I need to actually build some blast gates, and that'll be another video for you guys showing you how that I build the blast gates. If you're not familiar with what those are, we'll go over it when I do that video as well. So hope you guys have yourself a great rest of your week, and hopefully this weekend I can get some more done, and talk to you guys soon.